Welcome to Moviecaps. Today, I will show you a horror thriller from 2003, titled, Willard. Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. Willard Stiles lives alone in an old mansion with his ill mother. His father, Alfred Benjamin Stiles, killed himself years ago, and the incident has shaken his mother. She often feels sorry for not being there for Willard, but he assures he still loves her. Due to the lack of proper care, the house has become a favorite place for the rats. Upon his mother's consistent concerns, Willard tries multiple methods to get rid of them, but nothing works and the problem still remains as it is. Willard works at Martin Stiles Manufacturing, the company which his father started with his friend Martin. As Martin has taken over the company from Willard's father, as he shows up at work one morning, he finds another girl, Catherine, on his desk, but before he can inquire anything, his boss Mr. Martin calls him in the office, and informs he has replaced him. Martin is not satisfied with his performances and scolds him for delaying his work, that's causing a lot of trouble for the company. He tries to explain and says he was busy taking care of his mother, but Martin suggests he should send her to a care facility to focus on his work. Willard feels helpless, as he cannot say anything to him, but assures he will be careful in future. After coming back from work, he finds a rat trapped on the pest glue he brought earlier. As Willard is a lonely guy, he keeps the rat as a pet and names him Socrates. Willard often keeps it in his room, and assures he won't let anyone hurt him. While going to work the next day, he spots his boss's new car in the parking. As he goes to his floor through the elevator, Martin shows up and mocks him for drooling over his car. He brags about working hard to eventually be able to afford that car, and says Willard will never be able to make it this big. Martin once again yells at him for not delivering the best work, and locks him in the elevator. As he tries to get himself out, Catherine feels sorry for him and helps him out, but Willard leaves without saying anything in return. After coming home that day, he tells Socrates about having a bad day at work. Soon Socrates starts tearing the newspaper, and it sparks an idea in Willard's mind. He goes into the basement, where he finds a colony of rats, including a giant one which he names Ben, and starts training them to follow his commands and perform different activities. The next day, he gets late for work and Martin scolds him again. As a contract signed by Willard's father states that he cannot be fired from his family business, Martin deducts his pay, and urges him to quit to make it easier for both of them. After tolerating his cruel behavior for a long time, Willard starts planning ways to make him repay. He prepares his group of rats and takes them to Martin's house, where he orders them to tear his car tires. They quickly follow his commands and get to work, but Martin wakes up with the noise, and they are forced to escape. As Willard goes to office the next morning, he feels happy to find Martin's car missing from its usual parking space. Inside the office, everyone talks about the unfortunate incident with Martin's car, and Willard actively participates in discussion, pretending not to know anything about it. Soon, exhausted and sleepless, Martin shows up and tells them about his car. After finding him in a miserable condition, Willard feels overwhelmed by what he did to him, and secretly thanks Socrates. As the number of mice becomes unbearable at the house, Willard apologizes for not being able to take care of them. He asks them to leave and find a new home, while following Ben's commands and considering him as their leader. As he talks to them, his mother overhears him, and thinks he is planning to send her away. Meanwhile, Willard says goodbye to the rats but keeps Socrates with him. As Ben also tries to accompany him outside the basement, he throws him back, saying only Socrates is allowed to go upstairs with him. While going to his bedroom, he finds his mother on the stairs, who starts fighting with him for planning to send her away. Her condition gets worse, and Willard assures he is not trying to get rid of her. After putting her to sleep, Willard comes back to his room where he is soon joined by Socrates. Ben also shows up in the room. Willard throws him back into the basement, but finds him back in the morning. After sending him away, Willard goes to check up on his mother, but finds her dead at the basement stairs while rats cover her body. As his mother is taken away by the paramedics, Willard is left alone in the house. He shares his feelings about his mother with Socrates, and reveals he is the only friend he has. At her service, Willard introduces Socrates to her, as no one else has shown up. Soon, Catherine comes over and sympathizes with him, assuring to be his friend in the time of his need. As they talk, Willard's family attorney shows up, and tells him that his father was under a lot of debt, so his mother refinanced the house to repay. As the bank can reclaim the house any time, he suggests selling it, but Willard disagrees with him as he does not want to be homeless. He gets upset and starts yelling at the attorney, refusing to leave the house, but he calms him down and asks him to visit him after her mother's service, so they can come up with another plan. As he leaves, Willard spots him talking to Martin, and discovers he is working for his interests. After coming back to the house, he finds out the rats have taken over the place. Before he can do anything, Catherine shows up again, and tells that she found him alone at his mother's service and was thinking about helping him. She gives him a cat, saying she will be his companion and will help him in his grief, but it scares Socrates, who hides in Willard's pocket. Although Willard does not want to keep her because of the rats, he reluctantly takes her in as Catherine insists. Inside, the cat gets scared of the rats as they try to chase her. She runs into the basement and tries to escape, but is attacked by Ben and his fellows. As Catherine leaves, Willard spends his time while looking at the old family photos, and roaming around the house. In his mother's room, he finds an envelope containing his father's belongings, that were found on his dead body. There is an old watch, a wallet with his cards and photos, glasses, and a knife still soaked with the blood. Upset by the situation, Willard tries to kill himself with the knife, but Socrates stops him. Ben, who is apparently jealous of Willard's friendship with Socrates, again shows up in his room, and Willard finds out he has created a secret passage through the store. As Willard tries to scare Ben away, Socrates stops him, but he reveals Ben must learn a lesson this time. He seals his secret passage, but Ben is in his room again the next morning. Willard gets a little upset this time, as the hole in the wall is still sealed, but it could not stop Ben from visiting his room. This time, Willard takes Ben and Socrates to the office with him. After hiding them in the storage room, he gets to his desk, where he finds a termination letter from Martin. Upset by the letter, he visits Martin's office and argues with him for firing him from his family business, but Martin disagrees with him, and claims the company to be his instead of Willard's father's. Although the contract stipulates him from terminating Willard, Martin remains firm on his decision, knowing that he cannot afford to hire a lawyer. He suggests Willard should sell the house to him, which will make him enough money to find a cheaper place to live, and move on with his life. After finding no other way, Willard agrees to sell the house, but begs him to let him keep his job. Meanwhile, Mrs. Leach, who went to the storage to collect some stuff, spots Socrates and starts screaming out of fear. Hearing her voice, Martin and Willard rush to the storage, where she tells them about seeing a rat. Martin soon finds Socrates and kills him with a stick, as helpless Willard and Ben watch. As everyone leaves, Willard cries over losing his friend, but then plans to take revenge. He and Ben gather the rats, and transport them to Martin's office through the office van. As the rats attack him, Willard confronts Martin for stealing the business from his father, which caused him to kill himself. He also scolds him for his intolerable behavior, and starts beating him for killing his only friend, but Martin attacks him and runs away. Willard quickly gets up and finds him in the elevator, as rats kill him. As the elevator descends with his dead body, Willard says goodbye to Ben as well. After coming back to the house, he starts rat-proofing it, and seals every possible way while killing them with pest control. The next morning, as he wakes up exhausted from last night's work, he gets scared to spot the policemen outside the house, and spends the entire day hiding from them. In the evening, Catherine arrives and tells him about Martin's murder, revealing he was killed by an animal attack. Willard does not say anything in response, except that he wants to go outside to grab something to eat. As he gets his coat, he finds it soaked with blood, and rushes upstairs to change it, while asking her to wait. Meanwhile, the rats start coming inside the house, and Willard gets scared to spot Ben again. He runs outside with Catherine, but finds out the rats have torn his car tires. Before he can find another way, the police arrive and he rushes back into the house, where he is attacked by the rats. Willard spots Ben in the kitchen, and tries to capture him with a rat trap, but he escapes. The policemen overhear him talking to the rats, and call the hospital thinking he has lost his mind. They spot countless rats inside the house, and stop Catherine from getting in, to save her from being eaten alive. Catherine figures out Willard was the one responsible for Martin's murder. Meanwhile, he tries to escape through the window, and asks for her help, but she refuses. Willard rushes to the roof but is attacked by Ben. As Catherine and the police stand outside the house, they spot him getting up again and killing Ben. In the end, Willard is in a rehabilitation facility, where he befriends another mouse just like Socrates. He reveals his disoriented behavior is just a cover, and starts planning his escape. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this.